Hey, so I know I normally do a some sort of a creative opening for these things, and the only reason I'm not going to do it this time is because you know what, I just don't want to. But I am going to apologize ahead of time because occasionally in this episode I do drift because reasons. I give you the reasons. I'll explain it in the video. It tends to happen. It'll continue to happen. It's just what I do, especially when I'm in this state of mind. I'm in kind of a different state of mind right now. So anyway, get ready for that. I will drift. I will pause. I will, but I get a few good ideas out there. It's interesting. It's a different dynamic, the lonely dynamic, me without Colton, but it's something I hope you guys enjoy it or whatever. And we'll have a real episode out soon. So try to enjoy. Thanks.
Welcome to the G-tripC.
Hey guys, welcome to the G-tripC or what have you. This is Brendan. Yeah, I said I'd never eat it. Well, screw it. Colton isn't here. I am absolutely alone, sitting on my couch, eating ice cream cake. Well, frozen yogurt cake. It's delicious from Goji's. Absolutely wonderful for Chrissy's birthday, which is today, and she is also not here. And our child is also not here, so I am eating cake, and it is pretty sweet. Um, yeah. Last time we ended on talking about how Colton is. Sorry about that. I got cut out for a second. Last week we were talking about how we ended on how Colton was, lonely and pathetic, and nobody loved him, and how he was likely to go home and hang himself. Now, on the unlikely scenario that that actually took place, I was to find a co-host, and but unfortunately, I was last talking to him earlier today. So, if that is what happened, it was pretty recent, and that obviously didn't give me enough time to go and find another co-host. So here I am, sitting in my underwear, eating ice cream cake. I'm gonna justify the name here in a minute. The Great Canadian Car Cast. Usually we're in a car, and that's pretty much it. But anyway, welcome to the G-tripC, and my name's Brendan, and this is my very first Alone-isode. Um, really don't know where to start. I guess I can tell you why, like how this is how this can be considered a car cast. Today I'm going to be playing one of my favorite classic video games. I am a what do you call it? A classic video game nerd. I don't know, what have you. I like them a lot. They're a lot of fun. So I'm going to be playing Mario Kart 64, and really that doesn't affect you in any way because I'm just going to be yammering about nonsense. Um, I don't know. It's likely to be a shorter episode because I don't have idiot stick to bounce off of, but we'll see. We'll see if I can pull something off. Um, I got I got my good friend beer here, so that might help a little bit, I guess. Bud Light. I like light beer. Well, I don't know if no, I don't think I got cut off. Um, well, really, I can only drink. I'm my medication kind of prohibits me from drinking anything really, but some beer is not going to hurt, I guess. Might. We'll see. I've done it. I do it. I do it sometimes. It is delicious, though. I mean, not really the best thing with frozen yogurt. Anyway, Mario Kart 64. Usually we have stories and stuff to talk about, I guess. I don't know. Character development. I'm gonna go on about. Well, you're playing video games, we're playing platformers. Alright, we're gonna go with 100cc because I am only half pussy. I guess you gotta win them all, don't you, to get that weird backwards mode. This is like the absolute least, like, what do you call it? Achievable Mario game. Like, there's absolutely nothing to achieve on it at all. Sorry, excuse me. Who do I go with? Toad, I think. That's my man, Mr. Toad. We'll start at the beginning. Luigi Raceway. Anyway, usually we come up with characters or stories or something. So, in the spirit of playing video games for the sake of what have you, justifying the name of the show, I'll tell you about a platformer idea that I had that seems like it'd be kind of fun. Well, I came up with it when I was at work and I was moving pallets around with a forklift, which and there was a dastardly squirrel, you know, rummaging about and like definitely getting in my way. He was actually stuck in the truck. What I was doing was I was transferring pallets, you know, for the sake of deposit, getting money back, whatever. Who cares? Nobody cares about my work. So what I was doing was I was loading them onto the truck and I was going to drive them elsewhere. But this squirrel was crawling around the truck, crawling around the pallets. And I thought to myself, well, that sucks. Like, I probably just destroyed that guy's home. Like, his whole family, I just kind of murdered them stupid. And whatever, that happens. Who cares? Nobody cares. Colton just hung himself the other day, today. Like hours ago, he just killed himself and nobody cares. So, who cares about these squirrels? Whatever. But anyway, I got to thinking that'd be a pretty sweet game if you take the perspective of the animals. Like, obviously, we've done some destruction over the years. We've destroyed absolutely everything. We've paved the way for ongoing destruction. Really, like that's just what we do. Who cares? Yeah, I know. I'm really just failing miserably on my own, but I'm also kind of concentrated on this game. This race is pretty sweet. Also, last time I told you how manic I was, and this time I am not so much, I'd say. But whatever. Anyway, the game. We were, I was thinking it'd be sweet. Like, absolutely all we do is destroy habitats. We've done a lot of it over the years. We continue to do it to this day. So I was thinking kind of in a like in the way that Assassin's Creed kind of follows, like they go to different timelines, different time frames, and they focus on that era. Maybe do that with animals in a platformer kind of way. Like, obviously, I was thinking Conker's Bad Fur Day, where it could be R-rated and filthy as can be, because I mean, there's going to be murder, there's going to be like animals exploding and stuff. But anyway, each one could be a different, or each level or whatever. It could be a different animal from anywhere in the history of man, and show how we destroyed their home and how the animal basically, it's from the animal's perspective in a platformer sense, how they escaped. Go away, cat. Stupid cats. Because these cats, well, I mean, I guess they're my cats too, but screw them, stupid cats. Cats are stupid. But anyway, you think about how there's always going to be, like, we always, any animal at all. Think, what have we destroyed? I don't want to do. This is dumb. Now I'm sounding like an idiot. Me, I was. How about dogs? How about like wolves? Let's start off with how they used to be like just really the kings of the forest here. Like no, there was nobody that took control of them at all. They just dominated. They ate. They were all about the pack, and somebody, one of the members of the pack, would be in charge. But then obviously we came along and we're like, nah, we're gonna take over here, and you guys are just gonna bow to us, come eat what we give to you. Otherwise, you're not gonna survive conditions. We're gonna bring you along with us, and that'll be it. Slaves for centuries. So, how about a platformer from that dog's perspective? Like this could be the very first game. We'll start off at the very beginning of the dog and human relationship. And here comes this big and powerful wolf coming to like essentially eat, I don't know, eat the baby or eat the food of the people. Obviously eat the baby eventually. But dogs eat babies, right? Wolves would have eaten babies, like big dire wolf kind of things. Anyway, they would come and they would eat the baby or try to eat the baby, but the people would have torches to defend the stupid baby. I do love babies. I don't know. I'm all over the place. Anyway, that's what they would do, and that would be the first level. You're trying to still be in charge while avoiding the fire and stuff, trying to eat this baby or trying to eat the food. Anyway, they people being somewhat sympathetic or whatever, they would look at you and be like, "Oh, that's kind of sad." Over time, you'd keep coming back, and you'd be more and more sad, more and more hungry, and the people would be like more prone to like throw you a little bit of food. If you come a little closer, they'd throw you a little bit of food, but and then eventually they'd get you to turn around, and you'd have to do things for them. And then each level would be a little bit progressing a little bit further over time. But in a goofy, not I don't know, will it be goofy? Who knows? Who cares? Probably, because I'm thinking platformer again. How else would this work? I don't know, I guess it could work in any sense. Survival, something or other, whatever. RPG? No, it wouldn't be an RPG. I'm thinking platformer because each level you're gonna want to escape. Anyway, I just dominated. Toad just killed it, but you're gonna want to like not necessarily escape, but progress the situation. All right, let's see what happens here at this Moo Farm deal. Well, I'm gonna kill it obviously because Mario Kart 64. Let's see how this works. We get ourselves a banana, obviously in first place, because yeah. Bowser comes up behind me. There's Mario. 1, 2, 3 mushrooms, and I'm in charge. Anyway, what were we talking about? The platformer situation. Colton killed himself. I don't know. I really don't have much going on. I really enjoy this game though. It brings back a lot of memories. Like it was the oops. Shoot. It was the very first Nintendo 64 game that my family got, so it caused a lot of fights. And I love it for it. Ooh, blue shell. Spiky blue shell. You know what? Sometimes in life I just wish that I wish that life would give me a spiky blue shell to throw at the idiot who's in first place and smash his stupid face open so I can jump ahead and like, you know. But then you don't get anything cool in first place. You know, isn't that what it's about too? Is like getting cool things and hurting people, especially in multiplayer mode. I mean, yeah, you want to win too, but like if you're in first place, then you're not getting any of these cool weapons to smash people's faces open with. Like these red shells here. I just cracked open the princess's brains. I'm very horrific tonight. Fourth place. Wow, I guess I wasn't really paying attention. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. Anyway, what else? What else? Anyway, yeah, this was one of those things that used to cause a lot of fights in my home. There was this one, and what else did we fight over? Risk. Oh yeah, a lot of violence over Risk. All right, so this one is the beach. The platformer situation. My cats are over there. Obviously, Assassin's Creed's coming out with the next game is going to be based in Egypt, which looks absolutely astonishing. And that kind of makes me think of cats. You can do the whole evolution of the relationship between cats and people over time. That to be pretty sweet. That one can involve, you know. Well, I feel like the dog one would be more survival based, like you're learning to, I don't know, command based. I don't know, whatever. A little bit more story. Yeah, I guess I just feel like there's going to be why the cat one would make a better second game is because I feel like there'd be more room for puzzles. So our engine would be built a little bit more solid. We can expand the world a little bit bigger. So this whole Egypt situation to start off would give you a lot of room for puzzles. But then again, that really doesn't give you like the entire evolution of, like, you know, game one for cats, whatever. It could be a big world. Yeah, that could be fun. What about? I really hate Colton right now. This would be sweet to have somebody else here. Yeah, well, I guess if you, I like it when you're really close to somebody who's in first place and you get the blue shell. You actually get to see their face explode. I really am just really into faces exploding tonight. What are we talking about? I keep forgetting what we're talking about. I am extremely. I think we almost got into it the other day. I am severely mentally ill. Yeah, that's the word. So if I drift or, you know, whatever, it's what gives me it's what gives me my ideas and stuff and lets me rant the way I do, I guess. But you know, like I said last couple of times I was super manic because I can, you know, obviously I can riff forever. I'm more likely to say something stupid, but I can riff. So it might be a little bit funnier this week. Not so much. It's I don't know if anyone understands how it works. Basically, I start off. It, it's divided into potentially 3, 4, whatever, different stages, or you know, yeah, stages. We'll call them stages. You have full-on mania, hypomania, depression, and then there's obviously like stable periods, and yeah. So right now, yeah, I'm feeling pretty low. But I get through it because I take a lot of medication and such, and I have beer, which I'm really not supposed to drink, but I really enjoy it, so it's going to make me happy. And ice cream cake, and video games and such. So whatever. bite me. Anyway, there's that. There's bipolar with anxiety, panic disorder, and selective mutism. If anyone is curious, I don't think anyone really cares, but if you're curious, that's what it is. If anyone has any questions, ask away. I don't know. Or Google it. It's probably easier to Google it. You can get, well, you wouldn't get my perspective on it if you Google it. You're going to get my perspective over time if you listen, I guess. I'm not going to tell you my, well, maybe I'll tell you more story later. I was kind of enjoying, well, what else do you have for animal characters that we can, I kind of don't even want to play Mario Kart right now. Oh, stretch. Anyway, what else can we do for video game characters? I was gonna say worms, but Earthworm Jim already exists, but and worms already exist too. Both great games, but they're not. I guess they're focused on each other. None of it is focused on relationship with humans. Rabbits too. I'm sure there's a Peter Rabbit video game out there fighting stupid farmer douchebag. Who else? Rats over time because they have situations where they're carrying diseases. There's how about like I don't know if anyone's ever played. Obviously, you can't tell me right now because you're not in the room. No, yeah, no, nobody's in the room. There's, I'm gonna ask the cat later. Maybe we'll discuss it with somebody. Yeah, I don't know what I was talking about anymore. Again, mentally ill. Really enjoying this. It's melting very fast, so I'm kind of concerned about it. That's why. That's why I'm drifting right now. Ice cream. There's an ice cream situation. I gotta drink this real quick. This is so unprofessional of me. And I'm, again, in my underwear. Trying to backtrack. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, rats. Oh, yeah, I don't know if anyone's ever played Donkey Kong 64, but how you were able to jump into the barrel and switch between different apes, like different simians of whatever, the family of the Kongs. What about with the rat game? You can jump in, I don't know, we'll call it a barrel, but we're going to steal it. I'm going to steal it. Screw you, Donkey Kong 64. This is mine now. There's so many different kinds of rats, like wharf rats, and well, we'll include mice too, because whatever, naked mole rats, such rodents. So, like, how about each one of them escaping a situation with humans, like their own situation, like pets escaping cages, wharf rats escaping capture, or like obviously they're gonna get stepped on, killed. What else is there? You know, I used to have pet rats. I was gonna say they're dirty, rotten things, but they're actually pretty sweet. They're kind of like little dogs when you have them for pets. But like, obviously they didn't want to be in a cage, so from their perspective, they're pretty awesome. Watch them try to escape. Eventually, they just died because that's what animals do. I'm gonna drink more of this delicious beer. It is very good. I should have more to talk about. I'm sitting here in my living room. Again, I like video games a lot, so from here I can see my like I'm really not into new video games. That's probably because I'm poor. If anyone wants to give me money to do things, Not like dirty things, but like art-related things. Check out my artwork. I'm very capable. Quite good at it, actually. Check out everything that I do. Videos, all that stuff. It's a lot of fun. So, yeah. And I do a lot of, like, kind of stuff that's a little bit harder to explain. Cryptographic storytelling, weird things like that, because I'm a pretty messed up dude. If anyone wants to check out some of that stuff, that'd be sweet. What else do I do? Who cares? Nobody cares anymore. The cat's digging at something and it's kind of making me angry. Probably at the baby store. I hate cats. Why do I have so many cats? Well, I have 2 cats. Anyway, right now I'm staring at my PlayStation 2, which probably has Simpsons Hit and Run, because that is the game I play the most on that system. The Super Nintendo is preloaded with Super Mario World, obviously. The N64 is preloaded with Pokemon Stadium, because my child, actually, Jackson, who is the coolest kid in the world and the smartest kid in the world. Well, probably not, but he's really smart. He's daddy's boy. He's absolutely in love with Pokemon. He's been memorizing them. We have a book that we like to read. Or Pokemon. It's the basically the Pokedex book, and he likes to watch me play the game, and he's trying to learn how to play it too. He's only 3, so it's kind of hard for him to figure it out or hold those gigantic controllers. But we're getting there. And that's why that is loaded with that. And also, it's just awesome. You can play the Game Boy on it. That is pretty cool. And then on top of that is the Wii. And I believe, if I remember correctly, has Super Paper Mario. That is what is inside of there. Unless Chrissy was playing Mario Galaxy, which I kind of doubt because she really doesn't do video games without me. But yeah, Super Paper Mario, likely. That's what I have out here. Nobody cared about any of that. And if you're wondering how I am playing Mario Kart 64, while I can see Pokemon in my N64s, because I do own this game and I do have it on a ROM as well. So, bite me. Yeah, so that's what's happening. I'm playing it on a ROM. And it works fantastic. I still don't really feel like playing it anymore. I'm gonna drink some of this ice cream again. It's like almost completely gone. Just give me 1 second. I'll get rid of it and then we won't have to deal with it anymore. That'll be awesome. I feel as disgusting as Colton. I apologize. Stupid Colton. Again, stupid Colton. I hate him. Everyone hates him, really. And I hope he comes back soon. That was really good. Awesome. That was from Goji's, who does not sponsor us. Nobody sponsors us. Not even Bud Light. Even though it's delicious. I don't have a... What else do we talk about? My cat. My cat Simon, who drives me insane. Here, he's probably trying to get into my ice cream, but there's chocolate in it, so... Again, I think that kills cats, doesn't it? Don't eat chocolate. Simon, he's a very black cat, and he's a douchebag. But he loves Chrissy, so that's cool. And Maya is a sweetheart, but she drives me nuts because she likes to do gross things like cats do. And I don't really like gross things because it grosses me out. I'm very sensitive, kind of pathetic, kind of weird. I'm sure you figured that out. I really wish that I was in a better mood for this. And I wish that Colton wasn't an idiot. I guess I can unplug for a minute. We can go for a little stroll. Let's go for a stroll. Mostly just want to stretch. Oh, snap, snap, snap my sternum. Okay, what are we doing here? Strolling around the apartment. Taking pills. That's what I gotta do. I gotta take my pills. Let's look at what we take tonight. This is gonna be this will be a fun game. Let's take one. Let's look at what the crazy person takes at nighttime. Okay, if anyone is interested, we have number 1, 3 tablets every evening of quetiapine, fumarate, 25 milligrams. So quetiapine is the antipsychotic, kind of helps me sleep. I really like it. It's been doing me a lot of good for over a year now. I'm very well treated. I love it. It's wonderful if anyone is considering getting treatment for anything. Like, even if you're not positive that you have anything, but you know, there's a slight concern, go ahead and do it, because it was my favorite thing I ever did. Well, absolutely the most beneficial thing I've ever done. Anyway, 3 25 milligram tablets of quetiapine. Or, what's the other? Whoops. Douchebag beer spill. Oh no. That sucks. Okay, anyway. Quetiapine, or what was the other word? I can't remember. It doesn't matter. The other. Sorry, excuse me. What else am I taking? 1 tablet every evening of Divalproex, which, well, it's 500 milligrams of Divalproex. It is actually treatment for bipolar disorder. Again. Well, I've been taking this for about 2 years. Each of them for about 2 years, I think, each of those 2. And they've been great. Now I'm gonna flip this cushion because I spilled beer on it. That's embarrassing for me. I'm an idiot. Oh no. My buns are wet. Anyway, that's what I do. I take pills. And then I go to work. And I function for a little while. And then I come home and I take more pills. Then I function some more. This beer has been very wonderful. Chrissy's out getting drunk right now with her friends on her birthday. So that's good on her. That's sweet. I was supposed to be recording an episode, but, you know, here we are. I guess we are recording. That's pretty awesome, too. My toenail's almost falling off. I crushed it at work one day. It's really gross. Like, my big toenail, too. It's really gross. It's disgusting. Okay. You know, it's all black underneath. I'm going to take a picture, I think, and I'm going to post it on all the social medias of my disgusting toe, and you guys can look at it and be like, well, that's a concern. I am 27 years old for a couple more weeks, and Really, just, I'm sorry. I got to burp really bad, and I really don't want to do it in the speaker, so. Sorry, that's beer. Um, I'm 27, and I'm only 27 for a couple more weeks, and I've done a lot of weird things. Like, I, it's hard to call them accomplishments because nobody cares, but I've done like a lot of really cool things, and it's there. It's available to be processed and analyzed and enjoyed if somebody decides to start enjoying it. And so that means that if I was to die in the next couple of weeks, which, obviously I don't want that to happen because I love living, I love life, that's sweet. Anyway, if that was to happen, I would have to, what was I talking about? Anyway, that got weird for a second. Anyway, oh, shoot, almost took my toenail off just picking at it. Yuck. Um, oh yeah, the 27 Club. Why I got to that was a member is a I believe Bob Marley is a member of the 27 Club. That's all the musicians, famous musicians and such that died at the age of 27. And he had melanoma, which I believe developed from a sunburn and also something else. I believe an injury on his toe, his big toe. So obviously being psychotic, paranoid, that kind of that thought crossed my mind. Anyway, yeah, that does happen. Sometimes I have unusual thoughts. I'm prone to delusions, grandeur, obviously. I've done, you know, I've explored a lot of things, a lot of ideas that kind of put me in a, what do you call it, granular situation? Probably not. That's probably not the word. I'm going to use it. That sounds like a pretty sweet word. If that's not a word, let's make it a word. Granular situation. That's what I would put myself in my mind for the longest time. Well, I mean, it still happens. You can't help it. I can't stop it. It's pretty cool, I think, actually. Sometimes. Yeah, that's one thing I do. And I drift from topic to topic. You probably noticed that, but again, that's how I come up with things. We are often very creative, which I've proven, I think, a lot of times. And I just completely got off topic, which, again, that is something that I do a lot. What else can we talk about? I know I was talking about something important. 27 Club. I have things done. Nobody cares. Anyway, I love doing stuff though. I love making things. I don't even care. I'm making a collection. I have a feeling eventually somebody's going to look at it and be like, yeah, this guy's pretty sweet. Can't be fun. I mean, yeah, I'm probably not really on tonight, but can't be on all the time. You're getting information, story about me. Maybe I should tell another story. More history about myself. How about, well, I don't know. I don't know. I am 27, like I said. 28, August 5th, 1989 is when I was born. To my parents, whose names they do have names, but, you know. Anita and Dave's here. Yeah, whatever, who cares? That's their names. They love me. And they are probably the ones who made me crazy, but that's blood for you. Genetics, situation, whatever. We had fun. We're a good family. And they're very clever people, and they're conversationalists, especially my mother and especially my brother, and They're the reason why I'm a conversationalist, because nobody else ever talked to me, but they were capable of it, and I loved that. I could sit down with them anytime and we could talk for hours and hours about nonsense, kind of the same way that I do with Colton. So that's why, I took that guy along. And, also he's very clever, he's very creative. I'm appreciating having a guy somebody to sort of take under my wing, even though, my wing doesn't really allow for much flight. Clearly, I've not gone far with them, but I know a lot. I can teach him a lot, and he's learning a lot. He's come a long way. He's a cool guy. So I hope you guys appreciate him. I do. Hope you appreciate me. Probably not. Whatever. I don't really care. Oh, I do. That's a lie. I love being loved. Everyone loves being loved. Um, that was depressing. I feel like we should try to end on a pretty high note, though. What can we talk about that's pretty cool? I don't know. I just feel like this is a very informative episode. So okay. Yeah, let's not call this a comedic episode. It really wasn't. It was an informative episode. You learned a bit about me. I played video games that you don't really care about. Really didn't mean anything. You're getting the what's interesting is you're getting basically there's two sides to me. Like I said, there's really like four stages, but there's two of me. There's the low me and the high me, and right now you're meeting the low me for the first time, and that's really important because it's going to be there. It's going to be there here. It's going to be it is there. I'm all over the internet in both senses. They it, it, it kind of presents a very different thought pattern. It's really a confidence thing, I guess. When I'm manic, I'm going into this thing, I'm just jacked as balls. Like I said last time, I'm ready to fight a bear. I'd run out into those woods and I'd fight a. Oh, shoot, sorry. Excuse me again. I'd run into the woods and I'd fight a bear. This time, not so much. I could. I could probably. I think I could fight Winnie the Pooh. I could fight Winnie the Pooh, maybe. Boo Boo. Maybe not Boo Boo. Boo Boo seems pretty fierce. I just. I'm not in the mood to fight a bear. It's because my brain makes me sad for weeks on end. Boo. Freaking who, right? I couldn't fight a truck either. It was a lie. I couldn't build a house. But I do make a lot of pretty sweet things, and you should definitely check them out at cleardementia.simdiff.com. That is my website, and it will link you to all of my social media at Brendan Aaron on Twitter, and artist Clear Dementia on Facebook. Anyway, check it all out. It's all cool stuff. And I'm trying to get some support to get my book published too, which is it's basically a story or a series of stories based in the same multiverse, but they're told through alternative cryptographic sequences. Like I I kind of redesigned the alphabet in a very intricate way several times over and charted that and essentially just coded the balls out of my stories so that they're really difficult to read, but a lot of fun. And it's a puzzle. You have you have the tools you need to learn everything, and I think it's really cool. And it's called Hark, and there's several subtitles beyond that, but they're all part of, obviously other parts of the more intricate stories. Um, I'd really like to get that made. I've been working on it for about 10 years now, and it's my baby. So I don't know. I don't know how much of information I have on that online, but probably not very much. So that's that. So, check my stuff out, cleardementia.simdiff.ca or .com. Sorry, I'm an idiot. And yeah, I guess you can check out Colton's stuff too, because he is potentially still alive. It's probably more likely that he didn't hang himself per se, but what was that? What's that other thing? What's that thing that people do? Auto autoerotic asphyxiation. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, he definitely hung himself with a boner in his hand. His boner likely. If he's dead at all. If he's not, then he might be back. Or he might have found love. I don't know. He's young and stupid. He's so stupid. How much do we hate that guy? You know why everyone hates Colton? Everyone hates Colton because he's not here right now. And that ruined the show. I hope it didn't. I hope you got something out of it. Every show has to have a dip. And if he comes back for, whatever, tomorrow, the next day, probably not tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to hang out with my family or my girlfriend. I think the baby's still away with his grandmother because she's cool like that. Yeah, she is cool like that. Sorry, I stopped for a second because I thought I stopped it. Um, yeah, she is cool like that. And yeah, nanny, good old nanny. Anyway, I don't. Um, depressed me sucks. Wow, that was sad. Um. Anyway, yeah, I'm still recording, but I really have no reason to be anymore. Take one more sip of beer. I'm gonna finish my beer, and then I'm gonna see if I can think of something else to like some better way to close this than drifting off in sad silence. Let's talk about sad silence. Let's talk about how the select. Let's talk about the selective mutism aspect of my the selective mutism diagnosis, because that is interesting, right? This guy who clearly likes the sound of his voice. Well, half the time I like the sound of the sound of my voice. The other half of the time I'm pathetic, and I really just want this to end. But the selective mutism, that's actually pretty interesting. The selective mutism thing. Um, I when I was a child, I really just couldn't speak at all, and it would get me into trouble all the time. I couldn't speak in class. When I go home, I'd talk like this, or like I would, with Colton, or how I would talk with my family or whatever. I would talk nonstop and have ideas after idea after idea, and I was always fascinated with everything, and I just couldn't wait to get it out of my mouth. But then I go to school or I go out in public, and I couldn't speak at all. Like I was frozen solid, and it was an actual physicality. Like I couldn't speak, and teachers didn't believe it or whatever. That was just the '90s for you, and it spilled over a little bit into my adulthood. I still have a really hard time speaking to people I don't know. Well, I've gotten better at it now with the pills. I have no problem really anymore, and I don't know. I've just been feeling better, taking care of myself a little bit better, I have dips like this where things suck a bit, but I'm all cool. Anyway, yeah, like I couldn't speak, but now I the only way it affects me now is I have weird quirks. Like yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna get into them. Anyway, that's a bit of information for you. I drink beer and talk about my quirks. Let's really hope that Colton comes back the next week and saves us from this mess. Yeah. Sorry about that. I think I'm gonna check out now because I think I ruined your night. See you later, guys. Hey, so I hope you enjoyed my very first Alone-isode. Again, I apologize for that, for the weird drifts. But yeah, it's. I apologize, but it is a very serious disorder. And again, I reiterate, if anyone has any personal problems that they feel, along these lines that they feel like they should go get checked out, I absolutely suggest that they do because it will change your life entirely, as it did mine. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the show, and see you next time.
This has been a G-C-C.